My dear students, today I am going to discuss rules to ask tag questions using positive statement and negative questions under Learn English through Tamil Foundation course. Here I am using secondary auxiliary verb, that is modal verb. I am Dr. Gunasekharan who is taking class for you. Vetri welcomes you all. So before starting, just I want to give some introduction. Normally in spoken English, so what we are doing is we have to raise questions. For the questions we have to give reply. That we will call it as spoken English. For the simple sentences, I have already given rules. Kindly refer my previous video. And how to raise questions, I have discussed. There are three types. I have discussed already WH questions and the yes or no questions. Now, I am coming for tag questions. All these three types of questions coming under interrogative sentence. Please follow. So, what is an interrogative sentence? Kindly follow. A sentence that asks a question is called interrogative sentence. Normally, we are using the following types to ask questions. Here we will discuss tag questions using secondary auxiliary verb or modal verb. Number one, WH questions. Number two, yes or no questions. And number three, tag questions. Please follow. So, in order to study rules to ask tag questions, we have to follow some rules. What are they? Rule number one, identify all the auxiliary verb which include. Identify all the auxiliary verbs which include. Here, one important information I want to pass it on to you. That is, my approach is verbal approach. So, you must know what is a verb. Verb means actually without verb there is no sentence. A sentence must contain a verb. So these verbs we can classify mainly into two types. One is finite verbs and non-finite verb. Non-finite verb. Please follow. Non-finite verb. What is finite verbs? All the verbs that are available in the English literature, we are calling it as finite verbs. See, when I computerized the Oxford Dictionary in the Excel sheet, I have observed nearly 3,675 verbs I have observed. And all these verbs I have classified in a number of ways. So my method of classification is, this is the type 1. One is finite, another is non-finite. Finite means in Tamil, mutru vinai. Verb is vinai, vinaichol. Non-finite, mutra vinai. Now, you go for non-finite verb. Non-finite verb. Non-finite verbs, we have three types. One is infinitive. Infinitive. Another is gerund. And third is participle. participle. Past participle. Kindly follow. Whenever you study any grammar book, commonly they will use three terms V1, V2, and V3. What is the meaning of this? V1 present verb, V2 past tense, V3 past participle. Now, to identify non-finite verbs, you take any verb and add to in front. Automatically it will be infinitive. Say for example, go. Go is the verb. That is the go means podal, pogudal. So just if I put T in front, to go, போவதற்கு, to walk, நடப்பதற்கு, to talk, பேசுவதற்கு, வினை அதாவது infinitive comes under non-finite verb. முற்றாவினை, வினை முற்றவில்லை, முடியவில்லை. The next gerund, it is very simple. The verb is ending with ing. But always it will not be ending with ing depending upon the last word. Last word in the verb, it will vary. I have discussed, you kindly verify. So I will take a simple example. Say for example, you take go, going. Walk, walking. Come, coming. When you are using coming, we have to remove e and add ing, coming. So this is nothing but gerund. வந்து கொண்டு, போய்க்கொண்டு, நடந்து கொண்டு, பாடிக்கொண்டு. You can use that is gerund, முற்றாவினை. The last one, participle. This is also முற்றாவினை. A simple example, I can take go, present tense. Go, present tense. செல்லுதல், போதல். Past tense, went. சென்றான். The past participle, gone. Kindly follow. So go, went, gone. Gone is the past participle. So it is not finite, it is non-finite. So I hope you have a very clear idea. With this introduction, let me come for the rule now. Under the rules, so these finite verbs, kindly follow, because not to understand the auxiliary verb here, under the rule 1, you must know the following information. The finite verbs, I can classify into 4 types. Please follow. So my method of classification is a new approach. It is not given systematically in any grammar book. This is very, very useful for student point of view. So finite verb, I told you, that is the mutruvinai. Now, based on the importance, I am giving priority. First one is main and auxiliary. Main and auxiliary verb. That means main verb, another is auxiliary verb. So auxiliary verb, here I have given there are 5 types. So except these, all the remaining verbs, it is main verbs. That is one type. Second type, that is regular verb, another is irregular verb. What is the meaning of regular and irregular verb? So when you convert any verb present tense to past tense, if you add d or ed, it is regular verb. So for example, walk, past tense, I will add walked, ed. Please follow, ed I am adding. So it is regular. Irregular means past tense will be different from adding d or ed. So, for example, we have seen already, you take go, present tense, past tense went, past participle gone. So, this is irregular verb. So, this irregular verb, if you go in detail my video, I can further classify into three types. That means all the three, present, past and past participle, same. Then two will be same, one will be different, type 2. All the three different, type 3. And fourth type, that is a transitive and intransitive verb. Transitive and intransitive verb. Detail, you kindly go through the video, you can have a clear idea. Finally, I can classify into strong verb and weak verb. Strong verb and weak. So, I can classify finite verb into four types. One is main and auxiliary, regular and irregular, transitive and intransitive, strong and weak. Among these, I am giving importance for main and auxiliary because when we are raising questions, there are three types we are raising. Out of these three, the two types we are raising with the help of auxiliary verb. That's why it is very, very important. Okay. Now, let me come for rule 1. Identify all the auxiliary verbs which include 1. These are called be verb. Am, is, are, was, and were. This is called the type 1. They simply will use the name is be verb. Here one anomaly or the specification I have to indicate. Am, it is used only for when we are using I. Personal pronoun singular I, then only you have to use. In no other place, am will not coming. Simple sentence, am. And present continuous, again am. I am going, I am running. So, am will be used. The another most important point, even though I is a singular personal pronoun, when you go for other auxiliary verb, it will not use singular verb, it will use plural verb. So, for example, I will use I do, I will use I have, I will use I will, I will use I would. Even though it is singular, please follow this information will not be given in any grammar book. Okay? Right. Come for type 2. The type 2, do, does, did. Do, does. Present tense, did, past tense. Third type, has, have, had. Has, have, present tense, had, past tense. So these three, first 1, 2, 3, we'll call it as primary auxiliary verb. Please follow. Primary auxiliary verbs. The remaining 2, 4 and 5, they are called secondary auxiliary verb. Secondary auxiliary verb. The secondary auxiliary verb is also known as modal verb. Modal verb. So what is the main difference between the primary auxiliary verb and secondary auxiliary verb? There are two important differences. The first difference is the primary auxiliary verb will act as a main verb as well as auxiliary verb. Please follow. A simple example I want to give now. That is, he, I can give you now. He is a boy. So is the first person, that is the he is the third person singular. So I am using singular verb is, I am using be verb. So is here is using as a main verb. Now I can use same is as an auxiliary. Example, he is eating an apple. He is eating an apple. So here main verb is eat. Main verb is eat. It is coming in the form of gerund. So auxiliary is. Please follow. So first type 1, 2, 3, that is primary auxiliary verb, will act as a main verb as well as auxiliary verb. Whereas 4 and 5 will call it as secondary auxiliary verb or modal verb. They will not act as a main verb. They will act only as an auxiliary verb. They will not come main verb as a main verb. That is will, shall, can, may, must, present tense, corresponding past tense, would, should, could, might, etc. So you must know this before going for raising questions. Rule 1. Rule 2. To construct tag questions, the auxiliary verbs used in the tag should match the auxiliary verb in the main statement. Please follow. So whatever auxiliary verb we are using in the statement, the same auxiliary verb we have to use in the tag question. Here example is. Kindly follow. Here she is eating. So is auxiliary. Statement is positive. அவள் சாப்பிட்டு கொண்டிருக்கிறாள். No negative. Isn't she? அவள் சாப்பிட்டு கொண்டிருக்கவில்லையா? Isn't she? Is not. We will not pronounce in the short form. Isn't she? The same way, another sentence, they have finished. Haven't they? They have finished. Positive. Have is the auxiliary verb. Haven't they? Negative. Please for here again using have. So auxiliary verb in both statement and negative side it will come. This is a very, very important rule. Rule 3. For the past sentences in tag question, use negatively auxiliary question with negative mode. That is just now we have said. That means for the past statement, we have to use negative questions. She does like coffee. She does like coffee. Doesn't she? அவள் விரும்பவில்லையா? You went there. நீ அங்கே சென்றாய். Didn't you? நீ அங்கே செல்லவில்லையா? This is the rule 3. Rule 4. For negative sentences, statement in tag questions, use positive auxiliary question with the positive mode. Very, very important. Example, the statement C. She doesn't like coffee. She doesn't like coffee. அவள் காஃபியை விரும்பவில்லை. Doesn't like coffee. Question is, does she? அவள் விரும்புகிறாளா? அவள் விரும்புகிறாளா? Please follow. The negative statement is negative. Tag question is positive. The another example. You don't like it. நீ அதை விரும்பவில்லை. Do you? விரும்புகிறாயா? Do you? விரும்புகிறாயா? Rule 5. This is the most important. For simple sentences in tag questions, which are not containing auxiliary verbs, use positive auxiliary question or negative auxiliary question depending upon the nature of sentences. Please follow. Meaning is, so the statement is not containing auxiliary. But when I am raising question, tag question, I can use positive statement, positive question or negative question. A simple example, here I want to give, she likes reading books. அவள் புத்தகங்களை படித்துக் கொண்டிருக்க விரும்புகிறாள். புத்தகங்களை படித்துக் கொண்டிருக்க விரும்புகிறாள். Doesn't she? அவள் புத்தகங்களை படிக்க விரும்பவில்லையா? Doesn't. Negative. The same statement, she likes reading books. Now positive tag question. Does she? அவள் விரும்புகிறாளா? Does she? So, statement is not containing auxiliary, but when you are raising question with the auxiliary, I can use either negative or positive tag questions. Please follow. With this, I will go for example with the secondary auxiliary verb, that is modal verb. First one, I can take will. Question number 1. That is, she will attend the meeting. She will attend the meeting. அவள் மீட்டிங்கை அட்டென்ட் செய்வாள். won't she அவள் செய்ய மாட்டாளா? Number 2, she will finish this work tomorrow. We will finish this work tomorrow. Won't we? Negative. Won't we? Negative. Statement positive, tag negative. They will arrive on time. They will arrive on time. Won't they? வரமாட்டார்களா? You will call me later. Won't you? 5. We will complete our work. Won't we? So, in all this, 5 more sentences I am going to see now. In all the cases, I am using positive statement and the negative tag questions. Next one. Here, you will take care of your mother. Won't you? Won't you? They will meet the principal. Won't they? We will visit Chennai. Won't we? We will help others. Won't we? They will move to a new city. Won't they? Please follow. In all the cases, the statement is positive, containing secondary auxiliary verb, when the negative tag question is negative. So I am using will. Now I will go for next would I will use. So will and shall more or less identical in the sense. So I am leaving shall here. So now the past tense. Would is the past tense of the corresponding will. Here one controversy I observed. Will is the future tense. How would will be past tense in future? Please think, my dear students. In future, how past tense will come? So according to my view, will is a real future, would is imaginary future. Would is imaginary future. So that you, whenever, even in past tense, you can use this imaginary would. Say, for example, if I won the lottery, I would have purchased a new car. So in the past tense, I am using would. It's an imaginary. So another simplest the argument or my view is, will is a far future, would is a near future. When you compare the differences in future, will far future, would near future. Because would means within few seconds, few minutes, it will take place. Will means it will take more than months, more than years. This is my conclusion. Okay. She would attend the meeting, wouldn't she? Second, we would finish this work tomorrow, wouldn't we? They would arrive on time, wouldn't they? You would call me later, wouldn't you? We would complete our work, wouldn't we? Next one, 5 more. You would take care of your mother, wouldn't you? They would meet the principal, wouldn't they? We would visit Chennai, wouldn't we? We would help others, wouldn't we? They would move to a new city, wouldn't they? So in all these cases, would, I am using the statement is positive and tag question negative. Next, I am going to use the verb, auxiliary verb, secondary auxiliary or modal can. I can use can. He can finish the work. He can, statement positive. He can finish the work. அவன் இந்த ஒர்க்கை முடிக்க முடியும். He can finish. முடிக்க முடியும், கூடும். Can he? முடியுமா? முடியவில்லையா? Number 2, she can speak French. She can speak French. Can't she? அவளால் முடியாதா? You can help me. Can't you? They can join us for the meeting. Can't they? We can leave early today. Can't we? Kindly follow in all the cases positive statement, negative tag. 5 more example. You can swim. உன்னால் நீந்த முடியும். Can't you? முடியாதா? Number 7. He can hear me clearly. Can he? She can solve this problem. Can she? He can come to the party. Can he? It can swim. Can't it? See, again, in all cases, can, we are using in the positive statement, question is, tag is negative. So correspondingly, past tense, I can use could. Can, past tense, could. He could finish the work. Wouldn't he? She could speak French. Wouldn't she? You could help me. Couldn't you? They could join us for the meeting. Couldn't they? We could leave early today. Couldn't we? Next sentence. You could swim. Couldn't you? He could hear me clearly. Couldn't he? She could solve this problem. Couldn't she? He could come to the party. Couldn't he? It could swim. Couldn't it? In all these sentences, 10 sentences, I am using could, secondary auxiliary verb, in the passive statement. When the tag question, I am using the negative. Couldn't, I am using. So this is the very, very important information for you. My dear students, for next class, I will take the other way. What is the other way? The statement will be negative and question will be positive. I will discuss both for primary auxiliary verb as well as secondary auxiliary verb. See you. Bye-bye. Thank you.